Deshmukh, Member of Bar Association, pleased to welcome you all for the No Die Judge segment of our lecture series 2024-25 organized by our Bar Association. As you all are aware that we have inaugurated the lecture series by the auspicious hands of Hon'ble Shri Justice Ravindra V. And in its continuation, we are fortunate to invite the Seniormost Judge of Bombay High Court, bench at Aurangabad, the Hon'ble Shri Justice Mangesh Patil. I welcome you on behalf of our bench. Since the beginning of lecture series, we have arranged formal lectures given by honorable judges and senior-most lawyers. We have lectures of honorable judges where we have requested them to share their journey from bar to bench. And in coming days, we are going to organize group discussions where contemporary issues will be taken that would be crucial to debate. Now, today, we are adding one more figure in the No Die Judge segment as a part of our lecture series. We are glad to have with us Senior-most Judge, Hon'ble Shri Justice Mangesh Patil. As a token of appreciation and gratitude, now I request Mr. Avinash Gorulkar, President of our Bar Association, to felicitate today's guest, Hon'ble Shri Justice Mangesh Patil. Thank you, sir. Now I request Mr. Ravindra Gore, Secretary of Bar Association, to give a brief introduction of today's event.
Dignitaries on the dais and off the dais, good evening to all. First lecture of this lecture series delivered by Honorable Shri Justice R.V. in the month of September. He narrated his journey from bar to bench. He has given advice to all bar members that there is no shortcut to achieve success. Second lecture of this lecture series delivered by Senior Advocate Mr. V. Sapkar. He narrated his journey from his Nevasa to IRS Pune to Bombay High Court. In his lecture, he guided us on drafting and pleading. He has given so many useful tips regarding drafting and pleading. Third lecture delivered by Senior Advocate Mr. S. Deshpande on a very new topic, Shakespeare on law and lawyers. While concluding his speech, he given a message to all members that we should adopt reading habit to achieve success. Fourth lecture delivered by Senior Advocate Mr. R.N. Dhode on art of advocacy. Through his lecture, we came to know his journey from ZP school to Bombay High Court. He has given important message, especially lawyers who are coming from rural area. They must work hard on English grammar, and also suggested that lawyers should learn the public speaking ability. Fourth lecture delivered by Senior Advocate Mr. R.S. Deshmukh on very interesting topic, powers of High Court under section 4, merit of the matter regarding the question of matter, be it positive, be it negative, but you should have that courage to tell your client whether that matter is having merit or not. Next lecture delivered by Senior Advocate Mr. P.R. Katishwarkar. He spoke to us on very practical topic, simple rules to become good advocates. He has given so many tips about practical difficulties of advocate. But one important message he has given, stress, which is part and parcel of every lawyer, be it junior, be it middle-aged lawyer, be it senior lawyer, how to overcome our stress. That was the main message given by the Mr. Katishwarkar. Now today we have our chief speaker, Honorable Shri Justice M.S. Patil, for our lecture. I hope that today's lecture will inspire the young members of our bar. With this hope, I will conclude my introductory speech. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Now I request Advocate Krishna Bhosle, member of our Bar Association, to introduce our today's chief guest.
Thank you, ma'am. It gives me great pleasure to introduce our today's chief guest and speaker, the Honorable Justice Mangesh Patil. Born on 27 July 1963, his lordship journey was marked by dedication, scholarship, and unyielding commitment to the principle of justice. His education was laid at Bhonsla Military School, Nashik. His lordship graduated from ILS Law College, Pune, and then completed post-graduation in law from Pune University, where he cultivated knowledge and skill that would shape his distinguished career. Initially, his lordship practiced in civil and criminal court at Latur. His lordship was selected as Civil Judge Junior Division and Judicial Magistrate First Class and joined at Solapur in 1992. Got accelerated promotion to the cadre of District Judge and stood first in merit list of this state. The lordship joined as District and Session Judge Satara in year 2002. His lordship was Registrar Judicial in Bombay High Court during period of 2010 to 2014 and then Registrar General from 2015 to till elevation as Additional Judge High Court of Bombay on 5th June 2017. His lordship was rendered judgment on various branches of law. The judgment reflects depth of his knowledge. As Justice P.N. Bhagwati, former Chief Justice of India, said, and I quote, "Judges should be stern, tough fiber, unbended before power, economic or political, and then must uphold the core principle of rule of law, which says, be you ever so high, the law is above you." With this quote, I conclude. Please.
Thank you. Now, without taking much more time between you all and our today's chief guest, I request Hon'ble Shri Justice Mangesh Patil to share his views on the topic of law digest and to share his journey from bar to bench. Please.
Good evening. In fact, I am taken by surprise. I was told that it would be in the form of an interaction, but it seems that I have been expected to address all of you. So be it. He has already introduced me, so now you know me. What else can we tell you? See, as you are now have some inkling about my journey, I am like many of you, a first timer in this profession. None of my family members was either the advocate or a judge. So like all of you, most of you, we are coming from the same breed where we have to start on our own. There is no one to guide us. Fortunately for me, my upbringing made me to realize I am suited more as a judge than an advocate. On the first day, you can ask my friends from Latur. The day I stepped in the bar room, I said that I don't belong here. I will not be staying here. As soon as I get the opportunity, I will be joining the judiciary. I am telling you this just for the reason that you should be alive about your nature and temperament. That would enable you to succeed in life. What to do and what not to do. Fortunately for me, I took a right decision to enter into the judiciary, going by my temperament and my upbringing. In a lighter vein, I can tell you, my parents were more confident than me of I becoming an independent and a fierce judge. I don't know what is your perception, but while introspection, I really admire my parents for appreciating my skill, temperament, and the approach to the life. Rather, my mother would say, yours is a straightforward life. You only look straight. You don't have any other deviation. रंगी बेरंगी काही नाही तुझ्या आयुष्यात. तू फक्त समोर बघतोस आणि चालतोस. So this is in fact a compliment for a judge. That has kept me in good state. Let me tell you what is the expectation of the society from a judge by quoting you a real life experience. माठाला माझं पहिलं पोस्टिंग होतं. I used to at 1992 was ST bus generation. मी बसनी जात होतो लातूरहून लातूरसाठी म्हणून. माझा मुलगा 3 वर्ष जस्ट कंप्लीट केलेलं होतं. मी मिसेस आणि मुलगा एसटी बसनी चाललो. कंडक्टरनी विचारलं तिकीट 2.5 पूर्ण 1 हाफ. कंडक्टरने पैसे घेतली. तिकीट असं बघतच आमच्याकडे तिकीट फाडलं. मग नेहमी बोलके कंडक्टर्स असतात. आता ज्या अनेक लोक एसटीने प्रवास करत असतात ते सारखं त्यांना कोणाशी तरी बोलायचं असतं कुठल्या ना कुठल्या टॉपिकवर. 2 पावलं पुढे गेला, 1-2 तिकीट फाडली, परत आला. तुम्ही काय करता साहेब? म्हणलं सरकारी नोकरी करतो. हे अर्ध तिकीट कोणाचं? म्हटलं ह्याचं. किती वर्ष झाली त्याला? 3 वर्ष झाली. अहो साहेब, विसरून फुटलेल्या मुलांना मांडीवर घेतात आणि सगळं तिकीट नको म्हणतात आरक्षण काढायला. मग तरी स्टील आय वॉज शाय इन डिस्क्लोजिंग हू आय वॉज. परत 2-4 तिकीट गेली, परत आला. कुठं काम करतं साहेब? कोर्टात काम करतो. तरी ते थोड्या वेळाने परत आलाच. विचार काय काम करतं? रिलक्टंटलीच आय हॅड टू टेल, कारण दुसरं काही ऑप्शन नव्हतं त्या क्षणी. म्हणून सांगितलं नाही. जसं मी म्हणालो, जर काही आउटस्पोकन कंडक्टर बघा, ऍज इफ एव्हरीबडी शुड हिअर हिम. बघा जज साहेब आहेत म्हणून एवढं 3 वर्ष एवढ्या छोट्या मुलाचं सुद्धा अर्ध तिकीट घेतलं, असं असायला पाहिजे. आय एम टेलिंग यू, दिस इज द परसेप्शन ऑफ द सोसायटी. मी काय केलं हा मुद्दा नाही त्याच्यात, कारण आय वेंट अकॉर्डिंग टू लॉ. 3 वर्ष पूर्ण झालं, अर्ध तिकीट घ्यायला पाहिजे. परंतु त्याचं परसेप्शन असं होतं की हे होत नाही समाजामध्ये, आणि ते होतं फक्त न्यायाधीश मंडळींकडनं होऊ शकतं असं त्याच्या मनात कल्पना. म्हणून स्वतःलाच त्याला आनंद झाला की हाऊ राईट ही वॉज अँड इनक्विजिटिव्ह ही वॉज टू रीच टू दिस कन्क्लुजन. So this is how the journey began. Because this is an incident of my first posting. So be it. The thing is, till the time you think straight, you won't have any indecisiveness. The problem arises when you start thinking tangentially. Some other factors not relevant for the purpose creep in and play on your mind. मनामध्ये, that is why the decision taken intelligently would in all probabilities would be right than a decision taken emotionally. Emotions मध्ये आपण वाहत जातो. So this is how I realized that I have that potential and could begin the journey confidently. As you know, I didn't have any godfather. Even now I don't have any godfather. I can proclaim that. By my sheer whatever capacity I have reached up to this stage. And that is because of my confidence, which was, in fact, I imbibed it from my parents. Even now, I take a decision first asking myself whether if my parents were alive and had learned that this was the decision I was taking and would have been happy, I straight away take that decision, plunge into that, come what may. So the upbringing lies not in telling to do something, this or that. The upbringing really means to enable, judge what is right and what is wrong, distinguish between the two. If you are able to do that, then you can remain in good state. Since I had put in just 3-4 years as a junior advocate to a senior, I actually had no practice. Obviously, the person advocate, the junior advocate at district place, how much learning he would have. So I had bare minimum knowledge of whatever I could handle in the office of my senior. Everything I learned was subsequent. As a judge, we get a very wonderful opportunity. Even I am telling judges elevated from the bar to the High Court, that whatever you learn in the bar for a month, you actually learn as a judge within a day or two. This is so fast because you get to handle many things which you otherwise were not aware about. Since my senior's office was essentially basically a civil litigation side matters, I was not conversant with the criminal matters. I was not even aware what is police custody, what is magisterial custody when I was selected as a civil magistrate and civil judge. But it is a hands-on learning thing. No sooner you get the job, you should be able to be ready to grasp everything, whatever comes your way. That is how even I could develop myself as a High Court judge. I am sure whatever I am today, I was not even 50% there of when I was elevated as a High Court judge. This should come naturally. Whatever comes your way, you should be open-minded, ready to learn, ready to grasp. That is how you progress. What else you want me to tell you? Because I am not an orator. I just listen. I may be talking from the bench, but not from the dais. Okay, see, that is why I told you that story. This is the expectation of the common man. We claim to be cream of the society, intellectually well off, but our conduct is exactly otherwise, undermining the future generations. We claim that we are taking care, we are worrying about the future generation, but in fact the conduct is otherwise. We are living a society which is full of many things which should not be a part of a good society. Listen, just because it is your profession, let it remain a profession. Don't convert it into a business or occupation. Lead the life of an advocate, advise correctly. Don't mislead the client. Don't even give false promises. Whatever is there, just bluntly tell him. Even if he insists for, then so be it. Then we should not bother. If he is ready to spend the money, take a chance, that is another thing. But you should ensure that, as you must be aware, most of the cases we know beforehand what would be the fate. There are only few borderline cases where we won't be sure enough. But in all those cases, we should be first telling our clients that this is the fate of your matter. Still, if you insist us, we will go ahead and file proceeding. That would even reduce the confusion, misunderstanding. The client tomorrow may not blame you then. See, judging, now I can only, as I told you, I won't be able to tell you many things about the advocacy. I can tell you many things about judgeship. See, the credit, as I am repeatedly telling you, goes even to my parents. Many of you may not be aware about my background. My father was the principal of a senior college for more than 3 decades. My mother was a lecturer in a senior college, and at her time, even she was given a regular appointment while being in the second part of the MA for teaching regularly as a faculty to the MA Part 1. So was the square in the Hyderabad state. So, but the upbringing which I received, or even my brothers received, we are 3 brothers. The other 2, I am the middle one. Other 2 brothers are both MDs. They have their own practice. But at no point my parents ridiculed me. Seeing that both of them, they study hard They are doctors now, and you are now entering into commerce field, then taking up law without any plan. That was not the approach of my parents. Perhaps they were aware, wise enough to know that ultimately he may be on the right track somewhere. So this is the confidence imbibed in me. My mother used to say, as I मला सुद्धा वेळ आली तर म्हणजे जेल मध्ये टाकायला मागं कुठं बघणार नाही. This is the upbringing I had. So it is not a surprise that I could reach up to this stage. That is only because of my upbringing. When I was at Satara as a principal district judge and was to join as a registrar general, as usual they had a set of arrangement. Many of the judges spoke. Someone who was from my native place disclosed to all the audience, all the judges, as to what was my background. As I told you, both my parents were in education field, brothers were doctors, their wives were doctors. Everybody was well placed, well educated. So I had never disclosed this to anybody, but incidentally, since the other judge was from my place, he disclosed everything in his speech. And in response, obviously, I was supposed to respond at the end. I told all of them that with this background, if I don't reach at this stage, that is my unbecoming, my incompetence. My reaching at this place is not a surprise. That on the contrary, this would be my loss. In spite of such a kind of background, not succeeding in life. But I could quote the instance there itself. One of the judges, after seeing that, this is not a surprising thing that I am becoming a judge. The surprise was lying in a candid person, a judge whose mother was actually even then in that business of the bangle business, which happens at the village bazaars weekly, going from places to places. He was the only child. She used to do this business, would educate the son. He got selected as a judge and was working as a civil judge. So this was surprising. This was in fact his credit and his mother's credit. कासार म्हणून काम करणाऱ्या आईचा जत्रेचा गावोगावच्या आठवडी बाजारात जाऊन बांगड्या भरण्याचा जो कार्य करतात व्यवसाय, ती करणारी बाई, तिने एकट्याने विधवा बाई त्या मुलाला शिकवलं, लॉ ग्रॅज्युएट केलं आणि तोही पुढे जज म्हणून सिलेक्ट झाला. हे क्रेडिट आहे. माझं काही क्रेडिट नाही. So this is how you develop. आता त्याला he was also first timer. What background he must have had with this? Hardly anything. But maybe due to perseverance, hard work, he could succeed and got selected as a senior judge. What else? Yes, junior. This is marketing. Junior also, senior also. तर ते सगळं काही मला डेकोरम मेंटेन करायला पाहिजे. यू टू मेंटेन द डेकोरम, डिसिप्लिन. See, Justice Gavai and Justice Oak made last week and a week before drastic statement from the dais in respect of the indiscipline in the Supreme Court. म्हणजे कुठपर्यंतची वेळ आलेली आहे बघा. सुप्रीम कोर्ट जजेस एवढ्या सिनियर स्टेचरच्या, त्यांना डायस वरनं तिथल्या ॲडव्होकेटच्या कॉन्डक्ट मेन्शनिंग घोळका घेऊन सगळ्यांनी ऍड्रेस करणं कोर्टाला ॲट ए टाइम. Perturbed by this, they had to openly say many things. Justice Oak, as is reported, said that we will have to throw the files. Fortunately, and त्याच instance, त्याच कोर्टमध्ये जस्टिस गवई also and Justice Hope also said that we also were High Court judges, but this was not happening in the High Court. That is a credit to the advocates working in the High Court at Bombay. This was the statement. The credit goes to you. Maintain the same discipline. You can mention. It is not that the judges don't hear. I don't proclaim this to be general statement, but still, you make an attempt to maintain the discipline. You can address. See, it is a matter of attraction. The more pleasant you are, more would be an occasion for the judges giving you an opportunity to address. So, though the converse is the same, whatever you expect from the bench, try to imbibe in yourselves. There is no question of a judge having a personal interest. There could be some aberrations, I don't say. But the judges may not have any personal interest. Likewise, even the advocates should not have any personal interest in any matter. They should be able to dissociate themselves, their profession and their client's interest. Then only you will have a peace of mind. Don't carry the burden from home to the workplace and vice versa. This is how I can maintain my blood pressure. I don't have any tablet. The decision making, as I said, till the time you think straight, logically, with common sense, in all probability it would be right. Kumal, see, we can be independent, you can't. That is the difference between a judge and an advocate. Advocate has to be partisan because he has to promote, argue his client's case, which is not the case with us. So we can remain indifferent. You cannot. But still, that is the thing which you should bear in mind, keep in mind. Personal interest should not creep in with any fight. That is the first lesson to be learned. क्लायंटचं काय त्याच्या नशिबाने होईल, त्याच्या एव्हिडन्सनुसार काय व्हायचं ते होईल. आपण आपलं प्रोफेशन मेंटेन करायला पाहिजे. Our society has a problem. That is what my perception, personal perception. We don't segregate our personalities or life. We have personal life. We have social life. But while behaving in the social circles, we ensure that a person becomes a friend. Why should that be? Why can't you maintain a professional relation with someone? Are you getting me? Yes. Every person may not be a friend of someone, or every person should be friend of ours. There could be a professional relation. That is how I even deal with my colleagues. वेवलेंथ जुळणं हा एक भाग आहे. मैत्री वेवलेंथ जुळल्याशिवाय होत नाही. परंतु प्रत्येक व्यक्तीशी मैत्रीच व्हायला पाहिजे हा अट्टहास फक्त आपल्या समाजामध्येच आहे. आणि त्यामुळे प्रॉब्लेम येतो, त्यामुळे इगो येतो आणि त्यामुळे हर्ट होतो. रिमेन इंडिफरंट, अलूप, सगळ्यांबरोबर सगळ्यांचं सगळं अर्थच होईल असं काय थोडं आहे. दॅट इज दी फिलॉसॉफी I follow. I expect you to follow if you really want a peace of mind. मला कामाच्या ठिकाणी कोर्टात झालेला कुठलाही ताणतणाव माझ्या घरी जात नाही. Okay, I will tell you the story. You must have been aware that a museum was to be inaugurated by the Honorable Prime Minister in that courtroom number 17 of the main building of the Bombay High Court. The function happened in World Sea Face, that Nehru, sports complex or something. This is the old one. That ended at 9 p.m. For all this while, Being a Registrar General, I was too busy for the entire week. That program ended at 9 at Varadi. I had a marriage to attend of my first degree cousin the next day morning at Vapi in Gujarat state. So at 9 o'clock I went back after this hectic week, entire week, and could drive down to Vapi together with my family and reach Vapi at 1:30 p.m. I am telling you because personal life has to be kept separate than the professional life. सगळ्या गोष्टी कामाच्या ठिकाणाच्या घरी नेता कामा नये, घरच्या गोष्टी कोर्टात आणता कामा नये. स्थितप्रज्ञ सगळे जण असू शकत नाही, मान्य आहे, पण प्रयत्न करायला काय. इव्हन वकिली सगळी तेवढीच प्रोफेशनली सक्सेसफुल असतील असं नाही, परंतु त्यामुळं कुठल्या चुकीच्या मार्गाला जाण्याचं काय प्रयोजन आहे. व्हॉट एव्हर कम्स आवर वे बाय फेट, लेट इट बी देअर. सगळेजण सगळ्यांना सगळं काही मिळतच नाही, आपण बघतच नाही. यू शुड बी एनग्रॉस्ड इन व्हॉट एव्हर यू डू. खेळताना असो, कामाच्या ठिकाणी असो. आता मला ते बहुतेक मी क्रिकेट खेळतो असं माहिती असल्यामुळे परहॅप्स आय हॅव बीन गिफ्टेड दॅट सचिन तेंडुलकर. बट लेट मी टेल यू, येस आय वॉज प्लेइंग क्रिकेट, आय स्टील लव्ह क्रिकेट, परंतु मी क्रिकेट वेडा नाही, मी क्रिकेट प्रेमी आहे. आय एम नॉट इंटरेस्टेड इन द रिझल्ट. माझ्या मॅचचा रिझल्ट काय होतो, भारत जिंकतो, भारत, आय एम नॉट लिटल बॉदर्ड अबाउट दॅट. Essentially, I enjoy the skills as a sport, be it Indian player or some foreign player. कोण कसं, तर न्यूझीलंडच्या मॅच मध्ये किती चांगली फिल्डिंग केली, कॅचेस कसे पकडले, आय रिलीज दॅट इन्स्टेड ऑफ डिपेंडिंग हाऊ द बॅट्समन, इंडियन बॅट्समन गॉट आउट. तसंच माझी फिलॉसॉफी आहे लाईफकडे बघण्याची. वेळ होऊन काही करण्याची गरज नाही, प्रेमाने करण्याची गरज. फिलॉसॉफर आपण काम किती इफिशियंटली करतो हे महत्वाचं नाही. आय टेल एव्हरीबडी, इफिशियंटली करायलाच पाहिजे प्रत्येकाने कुठलंही काम. व्हॉट इज इम्पॉर्टंट इज वेदर यू आर एबल टू डिराईव्ह प्लेजर इन व्हॉट एव्हर यू डू. तुम्ही करत असलेल्या कामातून तुम्हाला आनंद मिळवता आला पाहिजे. म्हणून राहुल द्रविड म्हणाला होता, माझ्यासारखं नशीबवान कोण आहे की जे गोष्ट सगळ्यात जास्त मला आवडते करायला, म्हणजे क्रिकेट खेळायला, त्याच्यातनंच मला पैसा मिळाला. सी, तुम्ही आनंद घ्यायला शिकलं पाहिजे, तर तुम्ही ते काम मोर इफिशियंटली करू शकता. काम फक्त करायचं म्हणून डिसिप्लिन, ठराविक वेळेला, यू मस्ट हॅव नोटीस. I don't reach the dais with a clockwise precision. So be it. I am happy. Punctuality म्हणजे 10:30च्या ठोक्याला डायसवर पाऊल असं पडलं पाहिजे, हे असलं बॉदरेशन मी घेत नाही. That is how I maintain my peace of mind. तुम्ही सुद्धा आपल्या युज्युअल लाईफ मध्ये सुद्धा तुम्ही ह्या ठराविक वेळेला वॉकला जायला पाहिजे, तसलं काही नसतं. जर तुम्ही तसं करत असाल तर तुम्हाला शारीरिक मदतीपेक्षा मानसिक त्रास जास्त होतो. 6:30ला म्हणजे 6:30ला निघालच पाहिजे, घराच्या बाहेर पाऊल पडलं पाहिजे. काय 6:45ला गेलं तर काय आभाळ कोसळणार होत नाही, पण ते आपल्या डोक्यामध्ये आपण ते असं बसवलेलं आहे फक्त की दिस इज हाऊ इट हॅज टू हॅपन. मी माझ्या बरोबर जे आता तुमचे जे कलिग होते जे माझ्या बरोबर आता बसले डायसवर, त्यांना पहिल्या दिवशी मी सांगितलंय, कारण ऑब्व्हियसली थोडी अँझायटी असते डायसवर जायचं. जे प्रभे साहेब असो, केपळगावकर साहेब असो, आता इकुबाळकर साहेब, त्यांना पहिल्यांदाच दिवशी मी सांगतो 10:30 वगैरे असं काही नाही, आपण वेळेवर जायचं. हे असं होत नसतं. असं काय मुद्दाम तुम्ही होतं करतं का? लोकलचं टायमिंग आहे का? तुम्ही बाहेर गप्पा मारत बसलाय आणि डायसवर गेला नाही, ऑब्विसली इट इज ऑब्जेक्शनेबल. पण कामाच्या ह्याच्यामध्ये एन्ग्रॉस असतं, तुम्ही कुठेतरी अनअवॉइडेबल गोष्टी असतात त्या करायच्या आणि गेलं. व्हॉट इज रॉंग? मी ॲज अ प्रिन्सिपल डिस्ट्रिक्ट जज, ॲज अ रजिस्ट्रार जनरल ऑल्सो, आय नेव्हर इन्सिस्टेड एनीबडी. अजूनही मी माझ्या तसं काही एवढं बांधून ठेवत नाही. इवन इफ आय हॅव टू कॉल माय स्टेनोग्राफर्स, आय गिव्ह देम अ स्पॅन टू रीच माय होम. 6:30 वाजता आलं पाहिजे, 6 ते 6:15 दरम्यान आलं तरी चालतं, 5:45 ते 6 आलं तरी चालतं. मी आय एम टेलिंग यू बिकॉज यू मस्ट बी हॅविंग युअर पर्सनल स्टाफ. ड्रायव्हर्स असतील, कुणी क्लर्क्स असतील, तुमच्या मुलांकडनं सुद्धा, मिसेसकडनं, पतींकडनं, यू मस्ट बी एक्सपेक्टिंग द सेम थिंग, टू बी पंक्च्युअल. असं एवढं ताण घ्यायची गरज नाही. रिलॅक्स. थोडं 2-5 मिनिटांनी काय कुठेही आभाळ कोसळत नाही. आता मुंबईची लोकल असेल, विमानच असेल तर विमानही वेळेवर जात नाही. हा, बरं झालं. ओके, पहिली गोष्ट, आय एम नॉट अ लर्नेड मॅन. माझं काही वाचन नाही, मला संस्कृत येत नाही, मला कविता येत नाही, मी कुठली इतिहासाची दाखले देऊ शकत नाही, रामायणातले महाभारतातले दाखले देऊ शकत नाही. पण माझं जे काम आहे ते मला माझं येतं, ते मला माहिती आहे, तेच मी मॅनेज करतो. हॉबी असण्याला हरकत नाही, आणि मी काही ज्यांना ह्या सगळ्या हॉबीज आहेत त्यांना मी क्रिटिसाइज करत नाहीये. मी फक्त सांगते की माझ्या त्या नाहीये, त्याच्यामुळे माझ्याकडनं त्या अपेक्षा काही करू नका. आता कसं आहे, माझे आई मराठीचेच प्राध्यापक होते, दोघेही संत साहित्य शिकवत होते अनेक वर्ष, डिकेड्स. काही आपले स्टुडंट्सही आहेत आपल्या वकील मंडळांमधले, म्हणजे नाईक जस्टिस नाईकही होते, अनेक आहेत. आता मला ना आता बोंदर आहेत, नंतर अर्थात नावं सांगितल्यामुळे तुम्हाला काहीतरी वेगळी शंका यायची असं काही समजू नका. पण मे बी व्हॉट आमच्या आई वडिलांनी कंपल केलं नसेल आम्हाला, किंवा आम्ही वेगवेगळी फील्ड निवडली त्यामुळे आम्ही काही त्या क्षेत्रात गेलो नाही. त्याच्यामुळे माझं काही त्या बाबतीतलं वाचन किंवा ज्ञान डिस्कोर्स देण्यासारखं काही नाही. Whatever I believe, I have told you.
Sports. Sir, sports.
See, आता तुम्ही मला जास्तच सांगायला भाग पडतंय. मी इथं आहे ते खेळामुळे आहे. आय एम अ जज only because I was pursuing cricket. आता तुम्ही हे काय कनेक्शन काय आहे असं वाटेल तुम्हाला. As I told you, I am a first timer. I wanted to make career in the sports. That is why my parents had lodged me in Pune. BMCC मध्ये होतो मी. I was the regular member of the Deccan Gymkhana. सगळ्या रणजी प्लेयर्स बरोबर खेळलो, त्यांच्या विरुद्ध खेळलो. आता तुम्ही ते सोशल मीडियावर पॉप्युलर असलेले संबंधन लिहिले बघत असाल काही जण. ही इज माय क्लासमेट अँड फ्रेंड. हे इथे बंगल्यावर येऊन गेलेत ते मिसेस. ते कारण क्लब क्रिकेटमध्ये वी वर प्लेइंग अगेन्स्ट इच अदर, बट ॲज अ कॉलेज आम्ही एकाच टीममध्ये होतो. त्यामुळे BMCC मध्ये माझं कॉमर्स ग्रॅज्युएशन झाल्यानंतर हॉस्टेल सोडायची होते. सो वेअर टू लिव्ह. ओनली ILS लॉ कॉलेज वॉज हॅव्हिंग दी हॉस्टेल. That is how I landed in ILS because of the hostel facility. See, this is how the journey happens. Maybe as my children are now saying, बाबा तुम्ही तर तुम्हाला पाहिजे ते सगळं केलं म्हणता, तुमच्या आई वडिलांनी करू दिलं, तरी तुम्ही हायकोर्ट जज झाला, इथेपर्यंत पोहोचला, कसं काय? आता ठीक आहे, तो नशिबाचा भाग आहे, कर्तृत्वाचा भाग आहे, तुम्हाला काय म्हणायचं. This is the journey only till the time I took admission in the ILS law college. But then onwards, the journey took a different turn. I started interest in the law field, maybe law subjects rather, because some of the law subjects were already I had learned in commerce, like Contract Act, some Sale of Goods Act, Special Partnership Act, Company Law. थोडंसं त्या हिंट होती. Maybe as I तुम्हाला realize, common sense and logic is the bone for legal occupation. तुमचं जेवढं कॉमन सेन्स आणि लॉजिक चांगलं आहे तेवढं तुम्ही सक्सेड होणार. अपार्ट फ्रॉम अदर थिंग्स हे फार मस्ट आहे, कॉमन सेन्स आणि लॉजिक. मे बी माझं ते सांग असेल बरं म्हणून आय स्टार्टेड लाइकिंग ऑल दी लॉ सब्जेक्ट्स. माझं अकॅडमिक्स मध्ये मी अभ्यास करणं हार्ड वर्कर आय वॉज नेव्हर अ हार्ड वर्कर, अजूनही नाहीये. परंतु व्हॉट एव्हर आय डू it with all my heart in it, all my intellect in it. असं मी सुपरफिशियली काही करत नाही. ती लॉ मध्ये गेल्यानंतर मला मग लॉ सब्जेक्ट्स मध्ये इंटरेस्ट वाटायला लागला आणि मला आवड निर्माण. आय नेव्हर बंक एनी लेक्चर. लॉ कॉलेजमध्ये युजली त्या काळी तरी 3 year कोर्सला कोण असं रेग्युलरली अटेंड करायचं, बट आय नेव्हर बंक एनी लेक्चर. जरी 3 असायची सकाळी 7:30 ते 10:30, I used to religiously attend all the lectures. Even if there were only 4, 5, 6 students, faculty members used to teach and I used to attend that. Mr. Sapkar was also there in 5 law course at the same time. पण इंटरेस्ट आला हळूहळू, मग डेव्हलप. त्याच्यातला मी किस्सा सांगेन. तुम्ही अनेक लोकांनी, मला माहित नाही, HP देशमुख म्हणून एक होते जे IPC आणि CRPC शिकवायचे ILS लॉ कॉलेजमध्ये. आता रिसेंटली पास्ट अवे, जस्ट आफ्टर व्हिजिटिंग माय चेंबर विदिन अ कपल ऑफ मंथ्स ही पास्ट अवे. ती यूट्यूबवर वगैरे आहेत त्यांची लेक्चर्स असं म्हणतात. ही वॉज अ गुड लेक्चर. सो ड्युरिंग आवर टाइम्स IPC यूज टू बी अ फर्स्ट इयर सब्जेक्ट, CRPC a second year subject. After completing first year, the first lecture of CRPC in the second year course, as usual in his flair, the lecture hall was full to the brim. He asked the first question. You should be able to recollect whatever you studied in the first year in respect of IPC in order to understand CRPC. You tell us which is the first section in the IPC which defines an act which amounts to an offence. This was the question. Which is the first section in the IPC which defines an act which amounts to an offence? So I could reply saying that abatement 107. Not because I had put in hard work, I was remembering. But whatever I had learned, I could remember. तुमच्या हातातनं एक गोष्ट गेल्यावर तुम्ही जर खरोखर होल हार्टेडली त्याच्याकडे माइंड अप्लाय केलं असेल तर ती तुम्हाला फॉरएव्हर इट लास्ट. तुम्हाला शेवटपर्यंत पोहोचते. पुन्हा पुन्हा तुम्हाला बघावं लागत नाही. मला सांगायचं उद्देश तसा मला त्याच्यात इंटरेस्ट आल्यामुळेच आय कुड रेस्पॉन्ड टू दिस क्वेश्चन. आणि सबसिक्वेंटली ही वॉज माय फॅन ऑफ अ सॉर्ट. ही वॉज मीटिंग अप टू 6:30 for starting even a send-off function after we get to pass out after third year. आणि ऑब्वियसली मग इंटरेस्ट आला. घरचं कोणी नाही, जजेस होण्याशिवाय गत्यंतर नाही, आपल्या स्वभावाला वकिली सूट होणार नाही त्याचं रिअलायझेशन असल्यामुळे फर्स्ट अटेम्प्टला अपियर झालो. 3 years was the minimum. That is even now that is the condition, no? 3 years minimum as a practice as an advocate. And the cutoff date, I had put in 3 years, 3 months, and 3 days. I could apply, got selected, and joined the service. But I can even now tell you the names of the advocates at every station, beginning with Solapur, where I was only a trainee. The moment I was transferred to Mada, during that training course, in the 6th month of the training during our times, some few matters used to be allotted, 15 matters, suits, or maybe provision matters or something, to actually record the evidence, pass the judgment, hear the arguments, etc. Just to have that practice. Fortunately for me, a Rent Act matter under the Bombay Rent Act, eviction suit was there. I could record some evidence on couple of days, and that is all. Immediately I was transferred to Mada. The moment the news was spread, the same advocate approached me, came to my chamber. Sahib, माझं नाव लक्षात ठेवा. Because I was not knowing any of the advocates from Solapur. I had never practiced there. माझं नाव साहेब, तुम्ही लवकर तुम्हाला promotion मिळणार. This was his word only by judging my performance on 2 days while recording the evidence. Advocates खरोखर जर रिफ्लेक्शन आहे, मी सगळ्या जजेसना आमच्या कलिगना खालच्या सबऑर्डिनेट जजेसना सांगतो की बारचा खरा जर तुमच्या विषयीचा रिस्पॉन्स कसा आहे हे तुम्हाला जज करता आलं तर यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टँड वेदर यू आर ऑन द राईट ट्रॅक ऑर अदरवाइज. बार तुम्हाला जनरल परसेप्शन चांगलं म्हणत असेल तर तुम्ही खरोखर राईट ट्रॅकवर आहात. बार तुमच्याकडे तुमच्याविषयी काही गोष्टी बोलत असेल, तुम्हाला सांगत असेल तर you have a course correction to be made. That is what my perception. Bar ki, see, you are officers of the court. You just can't be behaving like a party. Officer म्हणून वाटलं तर पाहिजे मदत. The judges expect you to help them out. Maybe candidly someone may be asking you directly, tacitly they may be expecting it from you. You should be able to respond. आज आता 2-4 दिवसात आता तुम्ही whoever might have attended my court, I could notice that drafts are prepared, petitions have been filed without undertaking any research, any homework, without going into any law. असं नाही चालणार. That would damage both your career and the client. Client तुम्ही नंतर त्याला गुण आला नाही असं म्हणलं तरी चालेल, परंतु फसवलं असं म्हणता कामा नये. That is why we have to be clear while talking to the client. काय आहे त्याचं सांगणे आणि मोकळं म्हणणे. समाज आपल्याकडे वेगळ्या नजरेने बघतो. Why the court atmosphere is becoming funny or is being depicted in that color in all films and everywhere. त्यांना आपण जिम्मेदार आहे. We may be two sides of the same coin, परंतु आपली इमेज खराब करण्यामध्ये आपणच जिम्मेदार आहोत आणि आपण cream of the society म्हणतो. So behave like the cream. Be white, clean, soft, sweet. नाही म्हणायची सुद्धा तऱ्हा असते, प्रकार असतो. माझ्या स्टाफ मेंबर्सना मी सांगतो खाली पण आधी वर्षानुवर्ष तुम्ही एखादं तुमचं डोमिसाईल सर्टिफिकेट काढायला गेलात मुलांसाठी सरकारी तहसील ऑफिसला, कसा होतो त्रास तुम्हाला? मग तुम्हाला वाईट वाटतं ना, काय चाललंय, कसं ऑफिस चाललंय, तुम्हाला सर्टिफिकेट होत नाही. मग तेच क्लायंट तुमच्याकडे येतात, कोर्टामध्ये काही काम करून काही विचारतात, तेव्हा जर तुम्ही कर्कली रुगली वादत राहिला बोलला तर कसं होईल? तुमच्याच्याने होत नसेल, तुमच्या टेबलचं काम नसेल, कन्वे हिम सॉफ्टली की हे माझ्याकडचं नाही, तसं होत नाही ना. रेटिव्हिजन त्यामुळेच तर बदनाम आहे ना. सरकारी कुठलेही कार्य हिडीस करणे, हिडकारणे, नाकारणे, काहीतरी अदवा बोलणे, त्याची काही गरज नाही. इफ यू आर एबल टू डू हिज वर्क, डू इट. ऑलवेज से प्लेनली नो. तसं नाही होत आणि म्हणून मग गैरसमज, मग तक्रारी, वादविवाद. Even the junior advocates while dealing with our staff members should bear in mind this fact. Try to be soft. जो बदमाशी मुद्दाम करत नाही, तुम्हाला छळण्यासाठी करत नाहीये, तोपर्यंत त्याला काहीतरी अडचण असेल. understand it, try to make your point softly. This is how माझा विचार असा आहे, परसेप्शन. आता ऍक्च्युअली प्रॅक्टिकली तुम्हाला ती जमेल नाही जमेल मला नाही माहिती. नो दाय जज. मला प्रयोजन नाही समजलं. आता जुलै एंड पर्यंतच आहे मी. मला ओळखून तुम्ही काय करणार आहे? 7 वर्षापूर्वी झालं असतं तर ठीक आहे. आता जर मी काय आज आहे उद्या नाही. Is it okay? Yes. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. We are really fortunate to receive you as chief guest. We will try to take lessons from your journey and try to focus on the suggestions which you have given us for our career by choosing what to do and what not to do. Now we are towards the ending session of this program. Now I request Advocate Mangesh, member of our Bar Association, to deliver his vote of thanks.
Thank you, madam. Good evening, everyone. The Hon'ble Shri Mangesh Patil, Seniormost Judge of Aurangabad, Bench of High Court, esteemed dignitaries, respected legal professional and distinguished guests. It is an honor and privilege to deliver the vote of thanks on this momentous occasion on behalf of association. I extend my sincere gratitude to the Honorable Justice Shri Mangesh Patil for gracing this event with his presence and sharing invaluable insight. Your words have truly enlightened us and reinforce our commitment to justice and rule of law. I would also extend my gratitude to each and everyone present here for gracing the occasion patiently. I would also like to thank President, Secretary, and all the office bearers of the association for their endless efforts for making the program success. I would also like to express my sincere appreciation to the staff of the association, photographer and team, and last but not the least, the press representative. A special thanks to our office and registrar to providing excellent facility of conference hall. In conclusion, thank you so much to all of you once again for your valuable contribution and participation. I request you to join us for tea.